Hi YouTube, this is Lucy from KBeautyHobbit.com, and today I'm going to show you how to go from this to this. In other words, today's video is about how to color your hair at home using henna. I will show you what the mixture looks like, tell you the kind that I use, and even walk you through the process of application, including all of the embarrassing pictures that happen during. So stay tuned. It's April. Oh my god, no. It's May now. Welcome to quarantine life. Okay, so I colored this right before March 22nd, and I remember that because we were supposed to have family pictures that day, which got cancelled because of all things pandemic. But I usually try to color my roots right before pictures, of course. And in general, I can go usually about 3 to 4 weeks in between colorings. And it's been definitely longer than that. You can probably see my blonde roots. I've been coloring my hair with henna myself for a very, very long time. I mean, we're talking before I moved to the United States, so over 15 years for sure. And it's definitely my preferred method of hair color. It mostly provides consistent results. It's not harmful for the hair. It's actually beneficial to the hair and scalp. And I like that reddish, naturally red looking color. You will need some supplies for this, and I will put the links in the description box for the things I'm using. You'll of course need the henna powder, some water, something acidic like apple cider vinegar or lemon juice, some gloves, a hair comb, and something to apply the henna to your hair with. So I use a brush. My non-glamorous gloves. Why is this so hard? I feel a little bit like the infomercial people, you know, the black and white shots where they really struggle before the infomercial product comes in and saves the day. I'm that black and white struggling part. Okay, here are my gloves. They're permanently stained basically by henna, but they're usable and that's what I use, and they go past my watch, so I really like them. I have mixed up, sorry, the hair is getting everywhere. And as you can see, I have no makeup on, and for all the people in my Facebook group, Korean beauty fanatics, who think I have perfect skin, I don't. This is what it looks like with no makeup. I do have some little irritation here and so forth. Okay, so henna needs to sit after you mix it for a few hours for the color to really be as bright as possible. So I mixed it ahead of time. I know it doesn't look super appetizing, but I have henna powder in here, some hibiscus powder, which gives it that strange kind of reddish maroon color. I don't think it's really necessary, but somebody gave me a bag and it's supposed to be good for your hair as well. It doesn't really change the color of the henna, so I've just been using it because I have it and I don't want to throw it away. But typically I don't use the hibiscus powder. I wouldn't buy it. I just use henna, water, and something acidic like apple cider vinegar or lemon juice. Apple cider vinegar is something I always have on hand, and it just, I think it's a little bit better on my scalp. I've also used orange juice before, but apple cider vinegar is just easier because that's what I have anyway. And you want to mix the powder. You always start with the powder and then add water little by little until it's kind of like a thick mashed potato consistency. And here's the little brush that I use. So you can see it's like thick mashed potatoes, and it's not really drippy. You don't want it runny. Even though I have done henna for years and years, I used to do it completely incorrectly. I used to mix it with boiling water and then use it right away, and that's not how you're supposed to do it. There's a website called hennaforhair.com, and it's not a sponsored review. I don't get any kickbacks from them. It's just a really good site. They have a free ebook on there for how to properly do henna, how to mix it, what to use. That's where I got the acidic component information from. That's how I know that after you mix it, it needs to just sit for several hours before you can actually use it to get the best color results. But my actual henna that I use now, I don't buy from that site. I used to. They have wonderful henna, but it's a little pricey. I've been getting mine on Amazon and it works just as well for my purposes. And I buy the big bags, and then I just use a little bit every month, and that bag lasts me for probably 6 months or longer. Start with clean, dry hair. No conditioner, no product, no scalp product, nothing like that. wash and let your hair dry that same day. So don't wash it the day before and then think to do henna the next day. It needs to be freshly washed because you don't want any kind of oil or any residue, any buildup, anything on the hair. So I washed mine maybe an hour ago or 2 hours ago, I'm not sure. Obviously I don't even know what month it is, so all my hours of the day are definitely blending together. And then I brush it out or comb it out just to get all the knots out. Henna layers on top of itself, and the more you use it, the darker it will eventually get. So I used to, every time I colored my hair, I would color everything from roots all the way to the tip every single time. And what ended up happening is probably like from mid shaft all the way to the end, it started to get a lot darker than what I prefer. I like the really bright red color, and that's how it starts out, especially at the roots. It oxidizes a bit and then kind of normalizes, but these older hair, the older lengths, do get darker eventually. So lately I've been just trying to do my roots mostly. Wear something you don't like very much because you will most likely get at least a little bit of henna on it. From black things it does come out, but if you have something light it will stain. I used to try to put a towel on me, and that works if somebody else is doing your hair, but with me moving my arms around as I do this, the towel just falls off and it becomes more of a mess. So I just start from one end of my head. And I don't get super precise with this anymore just because I do henna all the time. Even if I miss a little spot, chances are it had henna on it at some point. If you are really blonde, or if you're just doing henna for the first time, you're trying to change your all over color, you probably want to be a little more careful than what I do. And if you are a professional hair stylist or professional colorist, just avert your eyes. I'm sure I'm doing everything wrong. Part it, and then I applied just from the roots down, and I try to part it all the way kind of to the back. I don't have very coarse or thick hair, sadly, so I can feel very well where I'm applying it because it's cold on my scalp. Let's see. Move my ear out of the way. When I was a child, I was so self-conscious of my ears. They always stuck out like crazy. I like to think I grew into them, but not so much actually. And it's especially noticeable when I wear a mask. Like one of those masks that we know should wear to public places. It really pulls my ears out. It's crazy. I'm trying to usually pay a lot of attention to the areas here around the ear, because there are all these fine little hairs there, like right here, and if I don't get them, they will look super blonde, of course, when everything's all said and done. Don't be afraid about coloring your ear orange. I don't know why, but the skin on the ears is different from the skin on the hands. And if you get some on your ear accidentally, it is not a big deal, it will not stain. But if you get this stuff on your hands, I don't know if you've ever seen like Bangladesh or India, the traditional henna designs that are done for celebration, Afghanistan, same thing, that are done for different celebrations and different occasions. Well, those things stay on the hands for a very long time. And same thing will happen to you, but probably in a much less pretty way if you get henna on your hands while you color your hair. So try not to do that. You might be tempted to, like when you part it, to put the henna on this side of the part and then on the other side as well, and then part it again. And I'm going to tell you right now that that does not work very well. The reason it doesn't work very well is because henna it has a consistency of mud. And it's not really easy to maneuver. Like if I try to comb out the parts that have henna on them right now, there's no way I would pull all my hair out because it's like putting mud in your hair. But if you don't do that left side, or what's my left hair, and just flip it over and only focus on doing the right side every time, then you'll get all of the roots just fine. Okay, this almost looks like a trendy haircut, but not really. See the ear? See what I'm talking about? Imagine 2 of those, but a smaller head because I was a child, and then like pigtails. So, a great look. Okay, I think you get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of the head, and then I will show you what to do next. Okay, I'm done with all the parting stuff, so now I'm just going to flip my head over and get the base of the neck. I'm not super worried, like I said, about coloring like every single piece of every single hair root that is showing, but definitely like the nape of the neck, I definitely try to color that really well in case I pull my hair up, because I don't want random blonde hairs there. I think this is a fantastic look. I am going to carefully take off my gloves. I would normally actually wash them right now, but I don't want to run the faucet and the camera is in the way, so. Come off. Okay, here's the most glamorous part of today's exercise. Now that it's all over your hair, what do? You can't just walk around because you'll get henna dust all over the place. Plus, if you create somewhat of a greenhouse effect, it will actually work better. So, super glamorous plastic bag. Now, I know this is super pretty. I should film all my videos like this. Now you can leave it this way, or you can put a towel over it. I don't, because it tends to slide around. The towels that I have are fairly big, they're body towels. But if you have one of those fancy hair turbans, you can go ahead and put that on top. Again, just keep in mind that henna will probably touch it, at least in spots, and so you don't want to use anything that's white or anything that's a treasured possession. How long do I leave this in? This is largely a matter of preference, trial and error, your starting color, lots of factors. How dark do you want this? The longer the henna stays in, the darker the color will be. I read in that Henna for Hair book that originally women would make a whole day out of it. They would go to a public bathhouse, like a spa of that time period, and get oil massages and bathe and have henna in their hair and just kind of lavish in it and keep it in for 4 or 5 hours. And I wish I could do that. I wish I could say, all right, Toodles family, I am off to the bathhouse. I am going to spend a whole day coloring my hair and getting massages. Not going to happen anytime soon, or probably ever for me. Through trial and error, I found that for me personally, about an hour to an hour and a half seems to be the sweet spot, because I like the brighter color. If you like the darker, go ahead and keep it in longer. And also keep in mind, once you wash this off, and I use warm water, be prepared to stand in the shower for a while. This is pretty grainy. It's almost like washing out tea powder, like a loose leaf tea from your hair mixed with some mud. It smells very herbal. I love the scent. If it bothers you, you can add cinnamon to your mixture or ginger just for the scent purposes, but rinse it off with warm water, lots and lots and lots and lots of warm water, then shampoo, and then I condition the hair really well because it's already hasn't been conditioned. The last time I washed it right before this, because it can't have any product in it, so it's already a little bit more fragile and drier. Make sure you condition your hair very well. I will then use something like this. This is like one of my favorite hair products. It's a L'Adore Silk Ring Hair Essence. It's very light. It's like a detangling, smoothing, not oily thing that helps protect the hair further. And then I will try to go about a day to 2 days without shampooing the hair after that, just to let the color sink in. If the color looks super bright to you right after you wash your hair and you let it dry, don't panic. Henna does oxidize. It does calm down, get a bit darker in the following couple days to about 4 or 5 days even, so that color will change. And if you look at my videos, you'll be able to see which ones I shot right after coloring versus which ones I shot a week or 2 weeks after, because you'll see that hair color change. It has now been a couple of days since I've colored the hair. I washed and blow dried it this morning because we did family pictures. So you can see the color and what the roots look like now as opposed to what they looked like before. And even the rest of my hair looks brighter. So this is what it looks like. It is not as bright as it was right after washing out the henna mixture, but like I said, that's to be expected because henna does oxidize, and it will even oxidize a little bit more, I think, in the next couple days. I hope this video was helpful to you. Let me know in the comments what you thought, if you color your own hair at home always, or maybe if you had some changes here recently, maybe the salon that you normally go to is closed. And if you're a henna user, definitely leave me a comment and let me know how long you've used henna and what your thoughts are. Thank you for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I will see you next Saturday, and until then, please remember to always listen to your skin and hair. Thank you.